I know you enjoyed that, and I want to take just a few moments and maybe fill in a few blanks for all of you, as you know, is my custom. If you've known me for some time, then you're well aware on how I actually attempt to fill in the places that I believe that you and I would actually be able to learn from. And so for these next few moments, I want to talk to you about the next level networking of your life, because we're really talking this weekend about networking. And so here are 6 traits that increase your net worth. 6 traits that increase your net worth. You can take notes with me. I don't give you that much information. You can think of these things and use just one of them, and I know that there will be very, very advantageous for you. But the most successful business leaders are all in on one secret, and that is that they're in the secret of relationships. Growing the right relationships is key in business as well as in life. Robert Kiyosaki said these words. He said, "The richest people in the world look for and build the networks. Everyone looks for work." So remember, the richest people in the world always are looking for, and building networks. So here are 6 traits that increase your net worth. Number 1, you need to know your mission. What is your mission in life? What is the very thing that you want to achieve? Where are you going? What are you doing? What is the mission that you believe that you are here on the earth to perform? So know your mission. Every relationship that you grow should set you on a course to achieve that mission. Every relationship you grow should set you on course to achieve that mission. You've heard me say to you many, many times that we've made the mistake of that we spend 10% of the time with the people that we need and 90% of the time with the people who need us, when we must turn that around. We must spend 90% of our time with the people that we need and 10% of our time with the people who need us. Because ultimately, people will gain greater benefit out of us if we're able to build our lives with the relationships that we need. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals, said Zig Ziglar, those words. So embrace change, as your mission will always evolve along the way. Always embrace change, because your mission will always evolve along the way. Everyone say change. So embrace change. Don't think it's the worst thing that ever happened to you. Change is positive. It's not negative. Number 2, always be connecting. Always be connecting. You want to be connecting at all times. How are you building your circle? How are you building your network? So your network, Jill Rowley said this, your network is your net worth. So ABC, always be connecting. Here's what Jill's guidelines are for ABC. This is what she said about the subject. You need to have quality people in your life over the quantity people in your life. You need also, and I find this to be interesting but true, no generic invites. People don't get invited into that circle generically. It's not just out there for everybody to be able to come in. When you build your network of individuals, you choose the network of the people of where you want to go inside your life. Most of us have relationships in our lives that are just kind of ones that happen, not necessarily ones that we want to happen. It's just that we both like to fish. We both like to go bowling. We both like, we kind of met over there at the car wash and we decided we'd play cards together. And people have those kinds of relationships. So no generic invites. You need to invite people to your group on purpose. The third thing she said was you need to attend and follow the online events of the people in your network. You need to show your support when it comes to what other people are doing. Not just to have people support you, but so that you can show the support toward other individual people. And one of these things is, this next thing is very true because many of you are entrepreneurial in the way that you approach life, and you really want to see yourself actually make it in business. And so most of you are entrepreneurs in one way or another. And this next thing is important to me, and that is never spam or pitch people in your circle. One of the greatest disappointments that I ever have is through someone who I have some level of intimacy with in relationship will send me a spam email, because when I actually get an email from them of someone who's close to me, I open it up. But then when it just becomes a regular form email, I really begin to have a diminishing feeling about the individual that sent it to me. So don't start pitching people that are in your circle. Pull them out. Call them. Be a person who makes contact. That personal contact will immediately gain other people's support for the kind of things that you do. So the people that you do know and the people that are the closest to you are the ones that you must always personally contact. Personal contact can never be overcome by no matter how many spam emails that you ever send. You will always come to a place, no matter if you have a mailing list of 100,000 people in just that were in your circle or in your business. You have this 100,000 person email list. By the time that you boil that down into the people that are very interested in what you do, you are somewhere down around 1,500 to 2,000 emails of people that are really interested in what you're doing. And then you have these funnels of importance of relationships down to a place to where you're able to boil it down to 100, then to 50, then to 20, then to 10. And when you do, those are individuals that you make personal contact with. When you want to build your network, you will never build it by an email. You will only build it by personal relationship, by you going to their office, by you asking them out for lunch, by you taking them out for coffee, by you actually saying, would you mind if I asked you a few questions? Would you give me your email address so that at times I can begin to pursue the wisdom that you have, because I'm so intrigued by what you've been able to achieve in your life. And so you never spam or pitch the people who are the closest to you. So carefully connect with people you've never met before. It takes finesse to connect with people. If you're going to build any type of circle of individuals that you would like to be like, you need to make sure that you connect with them and you become sensitive at knowing how you need to approach every individual that you know. You'll learn after a while. You'll learn the disappointments, but most of all, because you didn't get somewhere that you felt you needed to go with certain individuals, you'll realize that each and every individual needs to be approached differently. Okay? Then, next, what we have is that number 3 is habitual helping. If I'm going to build my network, I have to habitually help. Just as the rabbi has just spoken about, your habitual helping of others of God's creation. And with that comes this: provide constant value to your network and watch it returns the favor. Remember, we've talked about before of Luke chapter 6, verse 38. It says, "Well, give, and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give back to you. They'll give into you, into your heart." They're going to do something that's very heartfelt. Why? Because when you build that network with people, what you're going to find is it's going to return to you from a number of different areas, not just from one. So you need to nurture those relationships very, very, very carefully. Then it's better to give, and Keith Ferrazzi said this, it's better to give before you receive and never keep score. If your interactions are ruled by generosity, your rewards will always follow suit. So here are some daily ways to help if you're going to help others. Connect to people who can help each other out. Always be willing to keep your circle of friends open to those that you believe are worthy to be able to be in relationship with them. Always be willing to connect one person to another person. Don't keep them to yourself. Always be open and say, and this needs to be an opening statement from you to others, which is this: how can I get something to you that you need? Is there somebody you need to know? Maybe I know someone that can help you. Well, yeah, I really need this kind of individual. You go, it's no trouble. I've got somebody that I've worked with for a number of years, and they're really good at what they do. And so here's their number. Please tell them that I told you that to call them, and because they already realize that you wouldn't send them someone that wasn't worth it. Right now, we are working with someone who actually selects the clients that they work with. So I had to go through a process of being accepted by an agent because they just don't take anybody who wants to do it. So and how did I get it? Through someone that I knew who said, let me recommend this man and you, because the two of you will be able to do great business together. And that is something that's very, very important. Then you need to actually like and comment and share status updates. You need to be able to like something and then post it, repost, and send a repost of something that someone that you know has said. Open up their ability to be able to get more followers, to actually have more influence, and you can do all of these things. And when you do that, what will happen is that, of course, it will always return to you. Then, help others achieve their mission in any way you can. How can I help you? What can I do for you? How can I serve you? No, what can I make happen for you? Is there something that I can do that will actually make your day better or make your life easier? And then share timely and relevant content that provides insight. People from all over the world will call me and ask me, do you have anything on this subject? Can you give me some? I said, well, no. I said, but I can write it. I said, if you give me a day, I can give you, how many, would you like 3 lessons on the subject? How would you like it done? How heavy in biblical content would you like it? How heavy in secular content would you like it? So I become a resource for many individuals because that's a way I can help people. Because it's not hard for me to do that. That's easy. It's something when a person like Rick Renner will say to me, I can't believe that you can produce as many different things as you produce. And I'm thinking, and you're the guy who writes 500-page books. I mean, right, yeah, right. It's like, please. So then get involved in things that are relevant to you. Don't just always live on your own. You need someone to multiply you. Remember, we've spoken about it many times. He said, be fruitful and multiply. You need to multiply your efforts. And you can't multiply because 1 times 1 is how much? Times 1 is how much? Times 1 is how much? See, it doesn't multiply, it remains the same. You need someone else in order to be able to multiply your efforts. Here's number 4. Then nurture your relationships and your circle with purpose. Now, realize this. It's impossible to nurture every relationship in your network simultaneously. You cannot nurture the people in your network simultaneously. You need to set out certain moments where you, and I want to show you this, where you can ping an individual. You know, a submarine has sonar. And that submarine, what that submarine does is that submarine actually sends out a sound that actually, if there is something that is near it, it will bounce off that object and it will come back. And that's how, if they knew that there was another ship nearby or they knew that they were coming near rocks, it was all sonar that they had done it by. That's how you live relationship. You live relationship in pinging. It's simple to write someone a text message. Every day I have lists that come down in my calendar and in my notifications of individuals that I need to write to today, that I need to touch base with today. Do I have a lot of time to be able to put into that? No. I have certain ones that will bring the greatest amount of benefit, I for them and them for me. And all of those change day after day, or let's say week upon week. So because you can't nurture every one of your relationships simultaneously. And so it's nearly impossible to do that. So focus on nurturing relationships that will help you achieve your mission. So here's how you focus on nurturing. Relevant, influential connections with powerful networks. You have this relevant, influential connection. Look for your influential connections. You already have inside your life all of the individuals that you like to be able to have dinner with. They're already there. You've already got the people that are your familial Klingons. They are already there. You already have all the people that are going to wait for your ship to come in. They'll be standing on the shore waiting for your ship to come in. They're already there. You don't need to be looking for anybody to wait for your ship to come to shore. Because as soon as your ship comes in, every person you haven't spoken to in years will be there to greet you. Next is existing relationships that continually provide value. You nurture relationships that continually provide value. I told a gentleman one time, I said, look, I want to know what your best friend does in your life. I said, now, I don't want to be your best friend. I said, if you say that, then that's fine with me. I don't want to be your best friend, but I'll tell you this, that I want to bring more benefit to you than your best friend does. But I'm not looking to be your best friend because I'm not looking for any of them. I'm filled up. Then new relationships that align with your mission. You're always looking for something new all the time. You're always expanding. God's kingdom is always expanding. You must always expand what you do. Number 5. This one is maybe difficult for some people to grasp, but think of this. Local influencer outreach. There are people in your community, people in what you do that influence. You're looking for them, but you want the ones who are very, very close to your geographical proximity. Now, why is that? Excuse me. What I if I had made a mistake over the years when it came to the church situation, is that our influence as a church is not here. It's somewhere else. When I should have built the influence that was near me, I didn't do that. My influence was in other parts of the country and in several parts of the world. I can go some places and it's just amazing. But I can walk around here and no one even knows who I am. So your local influencer outreach is important. That's so because influencers are more accessible now than ever before through channels like email, social media, those kinds of things. And you're more likely to build a strong network of local influencers versus the impossible to reach ultra influencers. One of the things that is important is for you not to go for the highest level of people that can be gone after. Go after the second tier of people because those are individuals that are looking to be able to network with someone else. The ultra influencers, you might be able to have lunch with them, you might be able to have a couple of things, but at the same time, you'll never be able to get into the inner circle of an ultra influencer. That circle has already been established. So how do we connect with these influencers? Oscar Wilde said these words. He said, "Be yourself, because everyone else is already taken." In our digital world, there's always a way for your voice to be heard. So number 6, and lastly, build your voice. You need to build your voice in life. We all have the ability to create a voice that can be heard across the world with all of the amazing tools at our disposal. Seth Godin, quite an interesting guy, Seth is he said these words. He said, "How dare you settle for less when the world has made it so easy for you to be remarkable?" Why would you ever settle for less when the whole world said that you are remarkable? So here are a few ways to build a voice in a noisy world that you and I live in. Create unique content of all kinds. Content is what you put out. What does everyone else see about you? What do they know about you? What do you say about yourself? How do you present yourself? How do you sell yourself? That's content. That's what you put out about you. It's your personal sales brochure. That's your content. So create unique content. Be different. It's like even on the City app, and many of you have gotten this, but we sent out a couple days ago, who are you going to vote for? How many of you got that? Who are you going to vote for? You got that. Who are you going to vote for? And people said, you're going to talk about voting on the city? No. We were talking about the dream team. We weren't talking about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat of tomorrow. So, so establish a presence. I'm working right now with Dr. Bill Gothard about this very issue right now. And that is creating and establishing a presence on social media. Social media is really where influence is now coming from. And for the most part, it's free. It's all up to your creativity. So then build communities that share a common purpose. Build yourself a Facebook group of the things that you really want to network about. Get into, the get-togethers. Get into all of those things. Begin to attend different clubs. Put your name out there. Get yourself to that place. Build the network that you want. And then Make the right connections with those who share your point of view. It's difficult for two to walk together if they don't agree. You need to share your point of view or the persistence of your vision. So it's just time. Lastly, it's time to start growing the right relationships. Remember, Proverbs chapter 13, verse number 20 tells us this, that he that walks with wise men shall be wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. He never said you were wise. He just said if you walked with wise people, you'd become that way. He never said you were a fool. He just said that if you walked with them, that you would experience the same consequences that the fool had coming to him.